Alright guys, welcome back to another installment of the Guitar in the Story. This is episode number 9. My previous installment of the Guitar in the Story, you'll notice that I went into detail of my first bass, which was the ESP LTD F415 FM. That was my first ever bass guitar, and in this installment we're going to be going into, which was obviously going to be my 9th instrument to add to my collection. And lo and behold, I got it right here, and it turned out to be, can you guys guess? Yep, I ended up buying another one of these suckers. I liked it so much. So what happened with this one is I happened to be scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, just kind of looking at shit. This is kind of what we do when we love this stuff so much. Browsing through Marketplace, and this guy came across for a hell of a freaking deal. These retail for $8.99. The guy only wanted $300, and he was within 45 minutes to an hour of my location. So I figured I'd contact him and see if he wanted to go through with selling it to me, which he did. So I ended up meeting up with him, and rest is history. It didn't come with a case. The only thing that was basically wrong with the bass was missing the truss rod cover, which I don't, and then it was just missing this cover plate to cover over the battery. It just had a spot right here as far as just a ding-donger. Other than that, this thing is freaking good to go. And the difference between, there is a slight difference between this one and the other one, which I'll show you guys. I should have had it out, but I'm stupid and unprepared. Actually, there's a couple differences, but I'll show you the first one. The most important one is this one right here, as you can see, which I covered in the last installment. This one's made in Korea. And this guy, actually, I just noticed something else a little bit different on it as I was just looking at it, and I've had these things for over a year, and I just now noticed it. The cavity for the truss rod to get a wrench in there is actually bigger on this model that I'm about to show you guys what this whole video is about. That cavity is slightly bigger than the other one. So this one also, this one's made in Indonesia, so that's the difference. I don't know, if I did a little bit of research on these serial numbers, I'd know which one was made first. I know they kind of go back and forth sometimes, but one thing I will say about this bass as opposed to the other version that I showed you guys, the Korean model that was in the other video, is for whatever reason, I mean, every tree is different in its own way. I mean, it's a lot like cymbals, you know, when you're a drummer, you play cymbals. Every cymbal sounds different from the other one, whether it's made from the same material or whatever. They never all sound exactly alike and identical. Same thing with these two basses. This Indonesia model, for whatever reason, it has a brighter sound to it than the Korean model. And then the other difference with this one too is some of that dust off of there. I went ahead and dyed this fretboard because I love that color. I just like blacking out my shit. I like having blacked out guitars, blacked out basses, depending on the wood and stuff like that. Like the next one that I go into, a future installment, will be it's not like this. But yeah, this one is I didn't go ahead and dye this one. This was on the other model. It's the Korean model. This one still has the rosewood fingerboard. I don't like rosewood fingerboards. I don't like the way they look. So I just went ahead and I blacked out this one right here, and I definitely like it a lot more. I'll tell you what, if I were to start my own guitar company, it would just be called Black Guitars. And guess what color would be available? That's right. None of this Fruit Loops, Fruity Pebbles, fucking Monster Energy drink. Yeah, BC Rich, I'm talking to you. None of that shit would be on my guitars. It is disgusting and it is not metal. It looks stupid. That's just my opinion. And the other thing about this bass too is the guy went ahead and had this sanded to a nice smooth finish, which definitely helps you doing your quick runs when it comes to playing extreme metal. So the reason I was able to inherit this bass for such a good deal is the guy that sold it to me, he's not playing extreme metal anymore. He decided to, in the end, he decided that a 4-string was going to be more suitable for him, and he just transitioned into a different style of music. I'm sure it happens to a lot of people as they get older, but that's not going to change anytime soon for me, I'll tell you that right now. But this thing is, this has been a monster. This thing's been a workhorse for me too. Done quite a few recordings, which I'll share with you guys in this video. And another thing I can mention about this instrument is no fret sprouting whatsoever. I mean, sometimes that happens to some of these instruments when they're going through weather changes and stuff like that. At least I've experienced that. I'm sure many other people have. But I haven't had that whatsoever on any of these ESP LTD models. Same goes for the BC Riches. All my BC Riches are like, the fretwork is like the best fretwork I've seen. It's crazy. Some of the other brands that are in my arsenal, I can't say the same for them. I mean, I'm having some fret sprout issues that I got to get addressed. Well, that's all for a different video, a different time to share with you guys. As far as tuning goes for this bass, I got this in drop A. Actually, the owner of this bass had it in drop A as well. So I just decided to keep it there, gave it a fresh layer of strings on it, and this thing's been awesome to me. I mean, what I like about these basses too, I notice out of some of my other basses, this one, man, the resonation, like acoustically, this thing just growls, like, so you can just play on it without an amp and it just sounds freaking killer. But yeah, I fucking love this bass, man. It really packs the thunder, packs the punch when it comes to playing this kind of music. And that was my whole thing with wanting to get another one. I liked that first one. I didn't have a basis of comparison just yet because my first bass was one of these, but I liked what I heard so much with what I'm doing with my music, and the other recordings or covers that I've done. I get such a good massive sound, and the playability of this thing, I like it so much because it just delivers everything that I'm looking for. So I wanted to get another one. These necks got a nice flat U shape to them. You can just move. I mean, the fretboard is a little bit wider than some of the other basses I've played, but no, this thing's freaking killer, and I like that shape, man. So yeah, I decided I had to get another one. But we are gonna cut this video right here, and I'm gonna get up out of here because I gotta go pump some iron, of course. It seems like every time I make these videos, that's where I'm on my way to. But yeah, it's time to get up out of here, and I appreciate you guys for coming to this video for number 9 installment of the Guitar and the Story. Episode 10 will be going into, I see them right there, that's going to be the next one. So yeah, I appreciate you guys being here, supporting, liking the videos, subscribing, all that good stuff. You guys are awesome. You guys take care out there.